Hello and welcome to the Galeblade News. Emirates has become the first airline to offer free COVID-19 insurance as it tries to get people flying again. Passengers will be covered for medical treatment, hotel quarantine, and even their funeral if they catch the coronavirus while travelling. The announcement comes as carriers around the world have been hit hard by measures to tackle the pandemic. Earlier this month, the world's biggest long-haul carrier told the BBC it is set to cut as many as 9,000 jobs. We know people are yearning to fly as borders around the world gradually reopen, but they are seeking flexibility and assurances should something unforeseen happen during their travel, Emirates Group Chairman Sheikh Ahmed bin Saeed Al Maktoum said in a statement. The company said the offer, which is valid for 31 days from the start of a passenger's journey, will be available immediately and run until the end of October. The coverage is free to all customers regardless of class of travel or destination and is applied automatically with no need to register. The Dubai-based carrier said the insurance would cover medical expenses of up to £137. It will also pay for the cost of quarantine in a hotel for up to 2 weeks at €100 per day. In the event of a passenger's death due to COVID-19, the insurance cover will provide €1,500 towards the cost of their funeral. Air travel has slumped this year as countries shut their borders and people remain concerned about potentially becoming infected on flights or while travelling. The cancellation or postponement of major events, including the Olympic Games in Japan, industry conferences and music festivals, has also had a major impact on demand for flights. Last month, the International Air Transport Association warned that 2020 will go down as the worst on record financially. The global industry group said the plunge in travel caused by the coronavirus will drive airline losses of more than £65 billion this year, as revenues fall by 50% compared to 2019. The collapse in demand has already forced carriers around the world to cut flights and lay off furlough tens of thousands of workers. Less than 3 weeks ago, the president of Emirates told the BBC that his company is set to cut as many as 9,000 jobs because of the pandemic. Tim Clark said the airline had already cut a tenth of its staff, but said we will probably have to let go of a few more, probably up to 15%. Prior to the crisis, Emirates had 60,000 staff. It was the first time that the Middle Eastern carrier had disclosed how many jobs it would cut. So what do you think of this? Are you happy that actually there are, because maybe when this kind of sets a precedent for the others, if they start doing this, maybe some of the other carriers will do the same? My opinion on this is I don't think this is a good idea. I think this year people need to forget about travelling and actually just stay in their own country. The reason I say this is because the virus is still very much out there. They're still getting records daily within certain countries, even places like Iran, Iran and Italy were some of the places where they got hit first, ended up massively getting problems kind of reduced, and now they're getting this second wave that was being talked about. This is what I'm very concerned of, that I think every country will have a second wave, but I think everyone's second wave will be disproportionate. You know, you'll have some countries that have massive numbers of deaths, and you'll have some who are very lucky that they actually end up with very few in comparison. Lucky's not the right word, but more fortunate than, the other countries. And I think the best way to kind of avoid the spread of the virus is to cease travel altogether for this year. Just don't do it. My biggest concern is, if they start doing this with Spain, I live in the UK, so that's my biggest issue. Spain, the UK tourists love to go to Spain, and that's kind of now getting this second spike that I fear of. Whatever you think, leave comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe.